Hey everybody, it is Jen Morgano with Card and Mum by Jen Morgano. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. I live on Long Island in New York. Today we're going to be making this really kind of antique-y pretty card. And it's using products from a new in the 2025 catalog. And here are the products in this suite. It's a big suite. We have gallery blooms, beautiful motifs, so you can see some line art, flowers, some sentiments and background stamps. Excuse my messy. They have some matching cutouts. Just really nice floral, but different. Like I love the line art because you have to color. I'm getting around to coloring. I think I like it more. Okay, it also comes with this great embossing folder, the Damask Designs. I don't know if I said that right. This is literally a word I've only ever seen. I don't know if I've ever heard it. It's got some pressed flower motifs. So these are some little like antique brass looking adhesive backed doodads. Some really pretty linen type thread in basic beige. Perfect for coloring and making your own, maybe on a future project. And then this is what sold me. We saw this at On Stage, the beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. So one side has some really nice designs like this, but then the other side has some awesome painting-like quality prints. I mean, you can just use that as a card front. You don't even have to worry about stamping or nothing. That wasn't grammatically correct, but anyway, really nice artwork type of scenes there. And then, you flip it over and you have more artistic, but more of a patterny type of paper. So I went with the pattern type of paper. We did this in my stamp class, so I needed to get more out of it instead of using, a whole, I had a big group. So I decided to use the pattern side paper. Okay, so let's start making this. Let me make room. We're going to be using Memento and Early Espresso ink, a bunch of blends. What do we have here? We have dark and light peach pie. Then I have dark pumpkin pie, light and dark Lost Lagoon, and then a dark daffodil delight. Okay. We start off with one of the new in color card bases. This is Secret Sea. It's gorgeous. I love it. And it's going to be 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's get that there. A little bit of this. Okay. And then I already cut out. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is pecan pie, and I ran it through that damask anyway embossing folder. So that's going to be mounted here, but we're going to work with things a little bit. What I want to show you, let me empty out my envelope of thingies. In the Gallery Bloom dies, you have, the cutouts, but then you have this great frame piece. And it can cut you a large frame, a medium frame, and then a cutout in the middle, right? So you'll get 3 pieces from this one die. And I'm using the inner frame and then this rectangle cutout. So I did that with a piece of, whatchamacallits. I'm not using that cutout. I'm lying to you. That was my original idea. Don't listen to me. I just used that middle frame and I cut that out of Lost Lagoon. So I have that there. And then I took some of that DSP and I cut it at 2 by 4. And nope, I lied. I'm just being a liar. So this is 2 by 4.5 and this is 2 by 4. Okay, and you can see that we played around with that in there. Okay, I'm going to do the coloring first to show you what I did, and then we'll move to putting it together. And I will say that when I designed this for class, it went together in like a minute. And then you should have seen me with my class attendees. It was like I had never ever put this card together. Okay, so we're going to take the floral image and we are going to ink it up. And I'm on a piece of Very Vanilla. Okay. That, I'm going to cut it out first before I spend time coloring it. You know, did you ever color something and then when you cut it out, you mess it up? Okay, so I'm gonna cut it out first using my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Sorry, doing the sound effects again. And what I've really started doing lately, oh gosh, this is hard to see, I'm sorry, is using some masking paper or masking tape to keep that die in place. I've had better luck recently with the masking paper not sticking to the image and ruining it when you take it off. I did see a trick for that. One of my girlfriends shared it with me. If it ever gets stuck and it starts ripping up the paper, you can just hit it with a heat gun really quick and that loosens up the adhesive and it pops right off. I haven't had to do that, but that's great to know, right? So I've done things like that in the past when I'm working on something and all of a sudden, ouch, I lift that paper up and it's completely ruined. Just gonna get a piece of scrap paper to lay down. Right here. Okay, we're gonna color it in. So like I said, I used dark Lost Lagoon for the leaves. And usually when I'm not an expert, sound like my little guy there just for a second, an expert shader when it comes to the blends. I'm working on it because it is nice. Sometimes some of these things that you see online, Patty Bennett or another whatchamacallits demonstrator, I know, Michelle Kino, oh my goodness, such a beautiful job. Beautiful job. Okay, so we do that. I'm going to do the easy part. I'm going to come in with my dark peach pie, just around the center there. And then come in with my light peach pie. Color that in. Those are the colors in the paper. But then I thought I wanted it just a little bit deeper. I'm going to leave this open. And I came in with peach pie. Just added some more orange. Orange is my favorite color, by the way. My son Maximus will always say that. It's your favorite color, Mommy. All the flowers he picks out for me at school and gifts are always orange. I think it's adorable. Okay, so that's our coloring. That wasn't so bad, right? Okay, so now we're going to put this card together. You're going to take a length of that ribbon, just about as wide as this guy, right? Do a quick little snip, so about 5-6 inches. Nothing crazy. Oh my God, is my tape missing? Really? Of course. Why would it be here? Let me see if I can find some tape quick, guys. Yeah, okay. Phew. I usually just use plain old tape to do this. The one thing I'm going to do, right? So it's going to kind of go across here. I'm going to take my Lost Lagoon frame. It's going to go under this side and through this side. Okay. I'm not going to secure this yet. I'm going to do that after I place my DSP panels. So for now, that's a lot of tape. You can just secure this ribbon about halfway through, halfway down, and just use some plain adhesive tape. That is a lot of tape. So anyway, what I did for this, was put this piece, kind of have to work it in a bit. And then same thing with that. Ah, you can do it, Jen. So this, the Lost Lagoon frame kind of stays centered, straight, if you will, and these guys get put down a little cockeyed. You can do it however you want. I know some people don't like cockeyed. It's not their thing, but you do what you want. When I was done with this like that, I came in with some glue and just put some dots on the back to secure it. So nothing too scientific here. Oops. Okay, then I hold that down. Maybe a dot here. Okay. There you go. Okay. Then we are going to mount that on our Secret Sea card base using some glue. There you go. And the last thing we have to do before we finish the card is stamp our sentiment. So that, and the inside of our card. I don't know why I laughed. That wasn't a joke. I took a strip of 3/4 inch basic beige, and I'm going to ink up my sentiment in early espresso. Then I'm going to take a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 Very Vanilla. And there's this little background pattern. Kind of just went off the paper a little bit and came down the side again. Just a little contrast there. We are going to put this on the inside of our card. Oh, just use this glue. One more good brush. And then we're going to put it together. I flagged the end of my sentiment strip. Like that. I trim a little bit off. You just want to make sure it doesn't hang out past. There you go. So what you can do is take a little glue, put it over there. Put your flower on it. Okay. And then we're going to adhere that down with some dimensionals. In my case, the last of my dimensionals. Do you guys do that when you're done? You cut them so you can use them? I mean, why waste them? They're perfectly great. Okay, I'm going to put that just there, and then we are going to finish the card off with those metal, what was it called? Pressed flower motifs. My take a pick tool is missing, so if you'll excuse my tweezers. Guess what's going on my order on May 6th? New pair. All right, so that is that card. What do you think? You like it? All the products in this suite are just absolutely gorgeous, and I love them. So thank you for watching today. If you like it, please subscribe if you're not already, and you'll be alerted every time I do something new. I'd love for you to follow along with me as I make cards and create, branching out into some scrapbooking. That's pretty exciting, right? Guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll have the link to the products. Maybe they might not be out yet, so, but a link to my blog, the blog post, and all that good stuff, my other social media sites, if you want to follow me along there as well. Have a great day, and I hope you get to do something crafty. Bye.